strategist. Now, you are going to love this scope. Let me grab my earrings. You guys are going to love the scope. You're going to love the scope today. I'm going to be teaching simply today what is keeping you from crushing it. You want to know what's keeping you from crushing it? I'm Mia Redrick. I'm the mom strategist, and I support my clients with both life. How about that? With both life and business success. You can always check me out at miaredrick.com. You guys are going to love this scope today. I've got some really simple ways. I'm going to break this down. I've got some simple ways to explain to you why you're not crushing it. While you're not crushing it, you want to know. I know you want to know. I'm Mia Redrick. I'm the mom strategist. Hey there. And I support my clients with both life and business success. Yes, you can have both. It's important to have both, okay? Your life informs your business. Specifically, I support my clients in understanding that they are product, that you can take your gifts, your talents, your skills, and leverage your know-how into product that you can sell. It's very profitable to do that. It's very profitable to do that. Hey there, guys. Do me a favor if you're just joining the scope. Please share on Periscope, on Twitter, on Facebook. Good to see you, Ruby. Good to see you, Anita. I am so fired up tonight. I'm going to be talking tonight simply of teaching what is keeping you from slaying it, like crushing it, like doing the dang thing, because you are so ready. You've got everything you need to flat crush it, Kim. And I want to break this down for you guys over the next couple of minutes. I am Mia Redrick. I'm pumped up. I'm the mom strategist, and I support my clients with understanding that, you know what, you can leverage your gifts, your talents, your skills, your education, your professional background, and you can package those things into something that's crazy monetizable. I do it every single day. Are you so pumped up, right? Are you pumped up? You need to be pumped. This is going to be a great scope. Now, I will tell you, this might be considered a tough scope. You know, occasionally I do have tough scopes. Shannon, I do. I have to admit it, but it's only to support you guys with making that shift, with moving forward, with understanding what you need to do tomorrow to get to where you want to be. All right. So for those of you who are new to my scopes and you've never met me before, it's nice to virtually meet you. You know, I got started my business 13 years ago, maybe almost 14 years ago. And I made the decision simply, guys, to leverage my background as a corporate trainer and my love of motherhood into a business. Now, I had no idea how in the world I was going to do that. I really didn't. I went to a small business resource center in my town, and I was told that no one would ever pay me to coach moms. And I'm so glad I didn't listen. Although I have to tell you that I believed him in that moment. When I went into that center, I had this great, brilliant idea. I thought mom strategy. And I was told that the idea didn't make any sense, that I should start a training company for moms. And I always think about it. I always share it with you because maybe you've got a big idea too, because you're a thought leader. You know what I mean? Because you're meant to birth something that doesn't already exist. That was me. And I'm so glad I didn't listen. Don't listen. I kept moving on to someone that could help me. I ended up working with the second highest profitable coach in the country at the time, Terry Levine. She might be today. And her models really changed my life. And she was the first entrepreneur I ever met that would literally take her laptop, move to another country in November, December, and January, and work from that country. And she would go to Mexico because she didn't like winter. And I was so inspired by that example. And I wanted that for myself, my own way. And so I decided to build a business that was time rich, that would allow me to stand on my skills, my talents, and my gifts, and with one-to-many models. And I built my coaching practice, guys, from the comfort of my home. I never went on the road to build my coaching business. And I think that's pretty significant. A lot of coaches build their businesses speaking on speaking platforms, but that's really not how I built my business. I built my business from my house, all right? And maybe that might be of interest to you. Do me a favor, if you're just joining, please share on Periscope, on Twitter, on Facebook. If you're like, how do I share? Swipe from the left to the right or from the bottom to the top, depending on if you have an iOS device or an Android device. From the left to the right or from the bottom to the top, and then you'll see the icons to be able to share. You guys should share. I'm always going to bring you my A game, and all I'm asking you to do is to heart it up, right? And to share, share, share. All right. So let me just tell you a couple of things. When I got started in my business, I had this dream that I would have the ability to be able to work from the comfort of my home and work about 30 hours a month servicing my clients. And I love that, with one-to-many models. And equally, as a result of being an entrepreneur, I think one of the greatest blessings for me is that when my husband developed kidney disease, I was able to be home for him, with him, because I didn't have a job. I could be there. I owned my time. I was my boss. And I love that. I love the fact that that was the only thing that I had to focus on in that moment. And eventually Pat got a kidney transplant. He's done absolutely amazing. But we were also able to afford for him a private physician, which allowed him to get a higher level of care. And I know that the reason that you want to be an entrepreneur is beyond the money. It's for something that's bigger than that. And I was so grateful that we built a solid business for that. I think equally being an entrepreneur for us meant that we could give our kids a world-class education, and we've done exactly that. We've invested over $715,000 in our kids' private school tuition. Now, why do I tell you that? I tell you that because some of you guys out here are looking to create world-class experiences for your family, and being an entrepreneur is a great and amazing way to be able to do that. But I love the fact that, like today, my husband and I went on a date, wink, right? We went on a date, we met up, went on a date, because I own my time. I'm the boss, and he's the boss. And so we can do whatever we want. So we get to date in the middle of the week, and maybe some of you, that's what you want. That's why entrepreneurship is something that you desire, because you want to do what you want to do when you want to do it. And to me, it's just such a great way to be able to do exactly that. Are you guys ready? I hope you're ready, because I am. All right, today I'm going to be teaching really simply, very, very simply, what's keeping you from crushing it. Because the fact of the matter is, we all want to crush it, right? Like, you want to crush it, right? I mean, you were ready to crush it last month or yesterday or, in January or last year. So the truth of the matter is, we all have the desire to be able to rock out our goals and crush the results within our businesses. But the question is, sometimes when you're looking at where you are right now, it's like, why am I not crushing it? Anybody asking that question? Anybody ever said, like, why am I not where I want to be right now? And that's what I'm going to be talking about over the next couple of minutes. Why are you not crushing it? What is getting in the way between what you want, where you want to be, right? And what's getting in the way? Like, what is that all about? I'm going to break that down. If you're ready, say, I'm ready, Mia, and I'll get started. And let me know. If you're ready, just say, I'm ready, Mia, and I'll get started. If you haven't shared already on Twitter, on Facebook, and on Periscope, now is a perfect time for you to do that. All right. Hey there, Angel. Good to see you. Awesome. All right. Who else is ready? Sandrika is ready. Who else is ready? I know you're ready, Sandrika. All right. Ruby is ready. All right. Andrea is ready. All right. All right. So I'm going to be bringing my A game. All right. Number one. Okay. So one of the reasons that I've seen that people don't crush their results, hi Kim, good to see you, is number one is that you need a guarantee. You do. All right. So sometimes when people don't get the results, they don't crush the results that they want, is because they need a guarantee before they put all their effort in, before they put all their eggs in that basket. I'm telling you the truth. And for those of you who are really struggling with making that leap or making that jump or making that investment or going all in because you need a guarantee, it is one of the reasons that you are not crushing it. Let me break this down for you. I'm going to break it all the way down. Every single goal, where are the hearts, guys? Every single goal that I've ever hit, all right, there was never any guarantee. I put in the work. I did what I needed to do. I didn't know if it was going to work or not. I didn't know if the corporate partner was going to pick up the phone and call me back or send me a letter and say, I want to work with you. I didn't know if I was going to have the opportunity of a lifetime for a media opportunity when I sent that pitch out. I didn't know when I had that marketing campaign or that funnel that I was that funnel that I had put together for new customers. I didn't know if the customers were going to come. And if I were waiting for proof, hear me guys, if I were waiting for a guarantee before I sent anything out, I wouldn't see the results that I see in my business or that my clients see every single day. You got to understand that in order for you to crush it, you've got to have faith. And faith really is putting in that work and doing the work. And in some cases, it's not checking the results initially because you gave it your all. You put all the work out there and you did everything you could to make things work. That's what makes it happen. And for those of you who aren't crushing it, it's likely because you're putting your toe in the water, but that's not called swimming. It's not swimming. So if your body's not immersed in the water, if you don't swim a lap, like you don't go to the one end and come back, it's not called a lap, all right? And a lot of you guys are calling your entrepreneurial efforts like you're acting like you're all in, but you just have your toe in the water. You are not all in. You're not doing what you need to do. You know, you got like, I don't mean to call you out, but I just want to say that that is the reason why the results that you're wanting and you're desiring are not, they're not happening. Like they're not happening. And it breaks my heart because you are talented, you are smart, but you are scared. And the reason that you don't do it or you're half-hearted is because on some level, I'm going to break that down in one of these here, but on some level, you are afraid of doing what you need to do, of making the change that you need to make, of showing up in the way that you need to in order for you to create the results. You got to understand that when people crush it, people who are crushing it are changing. They are not staying the same. People who crush it make bold requests of themselves. They're doing things that they never thought they would do before. They're talking to people that they have never talked to before. They're making requests. They're asking for things. They're charging their worth in ways that they never have before. But what about you? All right. What about you? Number one. So if you're needing a guarantee before you're moving forward, it is likely why you're not crushing it. Number two. All right. Number two. The second reason why you are not crushing it, like flat crushing it, is because you don't invest at a high level. You're not investing at a high level. So you might be that discount shopper. You know what I mean? That person that has that caviar dream, but you know what I mean? But you're buying egg whites. You know what I'm saying? Like the fact of the matter is you're that person that you've got this big vision of what you want. But when it comes down to you aligning your dream, the thing that you say you want so much, it means so much to you, you got to have it. Oh my goodness, if you don't have it, then what? But when you look at your investments to support the thing that means so much to you, it doesn't add up. And the reason it doesn't add up is because your belief in your dream doesn't measure up with your investment because you're not investing at a high level. I will tell you this for sure. The moment that you understand that your dream is worth any investment that you need to make it happen, your whole thing begins to change because people who are committed at a high level as it relates to their investments, they're willing to do the work because they've got skin in the game, right? Okay. They've got skin in the game. Okay. Can you guys not hear me? One second. Can you guys hear me? Somebody let me know. You can hear me? Andrea, no problems? No problems? All right. Let me know. All right. Is it better? Was it down low? Okay. You can hear. Okay. All right. Abby, you might need to adjust your volume. Okay. Thank you so much. All right. Number two. So you don't want to invest at a high level. Abby, you might have needed to hear that. And that might have sounded real loud because maybe you needed to hear that. All right. Maybe you needed to hear that. All right. So A lot of times when people aren't getting what they need and they're not able to crush it, it is because their dream is on discount. And you will know this basically by looking at what your investments are around your dream. You know what I'm saying? Like when you start thinking about something that's precious, think for a minute about, for those of you who are parents, right? Think for a minute about your children. Think for a minute about the investments that you make in your children, your babies, right? When you think about what you want to give them, you want to give them the very best. And there are investments that you've made that line up with that. Whether we're talking about from the very beginning, the cribs that you picked out, whether we're talking about the kind of linen that you bought for them, or the kind of clothing you bought from them, or the kind of detergent that you bought from them. The reality is you were choosing powerfully for them because you wanted the best for them. Your business is your baby. And when you look at your investments for that baby, does it measure up? You know what I mean? Is it in alignment with the picture of what you see for yourself? I hope you guys are hearing me, because it's flat true. And the reason that so many people are not crushing it is because your investments for the thing that you say you really want, they don't line up. They really don't. If I think about it over the years, right? My very first investment in a coach was for a real estate coach. My husband and I invested $25,000 in a coach, a real estate coach. This is over 20 years ago. We didn't know anything about real estate. Why did we do that? Because that was going to be our baby. We didn't have any guarantees. We were willing to make the investment to learn what we needed to learn. And as a result of that, we've been able to buy and sell properties like over and over again because we were willing to make that investment. And a lot of you guys are not crushing the results that you want because of the investments that you make in your business. Your business you treat like a stepchild. I'm just calling it out. Number three. The third reason why you are flat not crushing it is that you are scared. Now, if you're new to the scope, please share on Twitter, on Facebook, and on Periscope. I hope you guys are getting value. Number three, you're scared. Scared out of your mind. Scared. Scared. What if I fail? What if what happened before happens again? What if I'm an embarrassment? I put it all out there and then the people that I know most, they see that it didn't work, then I'll be embarrassed. We're scared, right? We're scared. And one of the reasons that you are not crushing it is because you care more about what other people think about you than what you think about you. And what you got to understand is what that is all about. When you focus your time, your attention, and your energy on trying to make other people believe certain things about you, right? You understand? It means that you haven't spent the same time and attention and energy in getting to know you. When you get to know who you are and you understand what your power is, you will never again look at who you are, judge your worth or what your capability is from the outside in. It will start from the inside out. See, God has given you every single thing that you need to be able to rock out your dreams and your goals. But the moment that you look outside of yourself, there is no power. All your power lies from operating from the inside out. Okay, from the inside out. So for those of you who are scared out of your mind, you need to ask yourself, why are you scared? Are you scared because of what somebody else is going to say? Are you scared because of what someone else is going to think? Are you scared because you failed before because someone said no to you? Are you scared? These are all from the outside in, guys. You got to understand all your power is from the inside out. And if you are not praying for you're praying for yourself, praying for your family, blessing your business, then you're missing out. You're missing this point. All of your power comes from the inside out. I just want to tell you that. It's just literally that. Whenever I'm thinking, like when I come on these scopes, I'm thinking, God, what do you want me to talk about today? It's from the inside out. It's not from the outside in. It's just the reality. Number four, all right. One of the reasons that you are not crushing it, like slaying it, you're smart, you're sharp, you're smart. Like you've done so much. You've helped so many people. The fourth reason is because you do not implement. I'm telling you the truth. You're not implementing. You know what to do. You know it like a textbook. You're like the student that studies, right? That doesn't show up for the exams. All right. And you know what? If you don't show up for the exams, you don't get the grade. You don't get the grade, all right? So it doesn't matter that you know it, okay? If you're not implementing it, it's not tested. So it doesn't matter, all right? It won't work for you, all right? Faith without works is what? Dead, okay? You got to understand that your responsibility is to implement. When faith, right, without implementation is what? Dead. You got to understand that's the work. And for those of you who've gotten that twisted, the hearts went away. But I want to break that down for you. For those of you who are trying to figure out why you're not crushing it, it's because look at your implementation. Look at your week. Look at this week and ask yourself, what did you implement? What did you put into practice that you learned, that you know, right? What did you do? All right. It's not what do you know. It's what did you apply that you know that will create a difference for you. An amazing sales strategy is a great theoretical exercise until it is tested. You've got to put it in practice. Every single thing that you learn, I'm breaking it down for you guys. If you're just joining me, I'm Mia Redrick. I'm the mom strategist, and I support my clients with both life and business success. You can always check me out at miaredrick.com. Today, I'm talking about what is keeping you from flat crushing it, like from slaying it, because you can do this, all right? If you want to stay connected to me, you can always visit miaredrick.com, miaredrick.com. Not what you know, but what you did do. Absolutely. So number one, just to recap, why you may not be crushing it. Number one, you need a guarantee. You need someone to say, if you do this, you're definitely going to create this. I hear this all the time when I do strategy sessions with a client. Someone will say to me, so tell me exactly, Mia, if I work with you in 3 months, well, what could I expect to make? And I always say, I don't know what you're going to make because I don't know if you're going to do the work. What I do is support people with changing, becoming the people that they need to become in order for them to implement the things that they need to implement to create the results that they want. People don't pay me so they can make $500 or $10,000 or $100,000 or $200,000, even if they think they do. They pay me because I support them in the change that they need to make in order for them to be the person that can believe that for themselves, that can receive that for themselves, that can take the action that they need in order to create the result to begin with. Does that make sense? Number two, right? The second reason why you might not be crushing it is that you don't want to invest in yourself at a high level. And if you're that person and your dream is on discount, and the fact of the matter is you know what you need, but you don't choose what you need, you choose what you can afford, it is one of the reasons why you are not crushing it. Because you're not getting the information you need, you're not getting the direct solution that would really support you. You're price conscious, and as a result of that, you're going to stay that way. All right? Number three. All right. And you don't get to conquer prices when you're price conscious in that way. Number three, you are scared. You're scared, right? And rightfully so. Like growing a business, a big business is a scary thing. And I understand that. But you got to overcome yourself. You got to understand that all the fruit is on that skinny branch. You got to step out there. You got to do things that you would have never done before. You got to be flat vulnerable. And when you get vulnerable and you do the things that you know what I mean, that make you sweat, that make you scared, that's when you find out what you're fully capable of. That's where your customers are. Number four, you don't implement. You know what to do. You hear what to do. You heard it over and over again. But when it comes time to pull that trigger, you don't do it. You talk about what you would do if you pulled the trigger, but you don't pull the trigger. And you know it. You'll know if this is you if you look at your week this week and look at how many things you actually implemented. You know what I mean? And I'm not talking about those of you who are caught up in the busy work, like organizing a website or something like that. I'm talking about what did you implement, all right? Number five, you know what? A lot of you guys aren't crushing it, right? You're not crushing it. You're not crushing it because you invested in a Band-Aid and you needed a cast, okay? You invested in a Band-Aid, but really you needed a cast. All right. And so what you got to understand is that if you don't invest in the right thing, then you get what you get. Like you get a Band-Aid and you need a cast, then guess what? You don't get to be healed in essence the correct way. And that's how I know. That's how I look at things. Like, so the reality is that when you're making an investment in a solution that you want, you've got to invest in that thing that's going to support your growth, that's going to allow you to move in that direction. And if you invest in a Band-Aid and you need a cast, right? Right, Mercy, right? If you invest in a Band-Aid, you need a cast, guess what? Your systems are broken. You know what I mean? Your process is broken. You don't really have the true solutions that you need. But if you invest in a cast, then you can create some solutions, some healing around the things that are not working in your business. And some of you guys aren't crushing it because simply you invested in the wrong things. You made investments, but because you don't know how to ask yourself you know what I mean? What do I need right now? What's the highest and best solution for me right now to get to where I want to go? To price my products and fully value my services, to position my brand as an expert, to be able to package my products in a way that fully honors my value. Because you haven't invested in a solution that can provide that for you, it is the reason why you're not crushing it. It is the reason why you're not crushing it. I told a lot of you guys earlier today, a real simple thing. I spoke with someone yesterday on a strategy session. She already has an amazing program. She's brilliant and she's amazing. Shared one real simple strategy with her to be able to sell her product immediately. She made $3,000 so far in 24 hours. Well, you know what? Some of you guys might be saying, well, that's not a big deal, but it is a big deal if you haven't monetized at all in your business in this particular way and that quickly. The fact of the matter is, what did she do? She implemented. She was scared. She invested at a high level. She paid me for my Core Moms coaching program, and she didn't need a guarantee. And so we can learn from that. All right. And she understood that a Band-Aid wouldn't work when she needed a cast, that she had a mold, a program. She has brilliance and talent. But if she didn't get what she wanted, she wouldn't know how to model an amazing coaching practice that's profitable, because if she had a Band-Aid, it wouldn't do that. All right. Number six. The sixth reason as to what is keeping you from flat crushing your profits. All right. Thank you. All right. Awesome. I'm glad that you're hearing this, and it's for you. It's for you. And if you guys are listening and you just joined me or you're watching from your computer, you can still share on Twitter, on Facebook, on Periscope. Please share. If you're watching the replay, you can heart it up. All right. I'm always going to give you guys my A game because that's my commitment to give you amazing content. All right. Number 6, the sixth reason why you're not crushing it is because of your mindset. And if your mindset is off, I know you guys, some people are like, okay, not on this woo-woo mindset thing. Yep, we're talking about that again, because when your mind is right, when your mind is wrong, your decisions, follow. Okay, you got to understand a couple of things. And I mentioned this before. Your words influence your thoughts. What you say influence your thoughts. Your thoughts influence your feelings, and your feelings influence your action. So it all starts with you getting your mindset right. Words, thoughts, feelings, actions. I can immediately tell when I'm talking to a client or talking to a potential client what's going on in their inner world based on what they say. All right, what they say. And the question is, a lot of you guys are saying things and you're so unaware of what you're saying because your mindset is off. What do you do about it? You need to immerse yourself in a reading program. You need to control how you're associating the books you read, the things you see on TV, the people you associate with. You got to understand that your number one responsibility is to start thinking big and bigger. All right. Your number one responsibility is to make sure that your thoughts are in alignment with where you're trying to go, because where you are right now is in direct alignment with what you're saying. Trust me on that one. All right. Your words, thoughts, feelings, actions. You can take that to the bank. Number 7, hope you guys are getting value. What is keeping you from flat crushing it? Number 7 are your investments. And then it's just true. I mentioned it a little bit earlier, your investments. And the fact of the matter is, when you are inconsistent at investing in yourself and you don't know what to invest in yourself, and as a result of that, hey there, thank you guys. Thank you so much for sharing. You don't know what to invest in yourself. And like, I meet people all the time that have made investments. Sometimes I do strategy sessions with people and they have had multiple coaches that they invested in. But the reason they're not crushing it isn't because they are not investors, because many of them are investors, is because they invested in their fears. They invested in their fears. Or they invested in their lack. So let me tell you what that looks like. It means that you saw someone and they offered something to you, and maybe they spoke to your pain in such a way it was where you were. It's not where you're going. But what I'm telling you is that if you want to crush your results and you want to get to where you want to be, you can't invest in where you've been. Like, I so relate to you because of where I was. No, relate to someone based on where they are. All right. The transformation of where you want to be. Now, this is a tricky thing because when you are stuck, when you're dealing with doubt, when you are sad about your results, it's so easy to see someone that's like-minded. Maybe they're negative. Maybe they're broken. Maybe they are talking about a story about what didn't work for them. And you are like, yeah, that was me. But the question is, where are you going? And invest in where you are going, not where you were. All right. And for many of you guys who have made investments, some of you even at a high level, and you didn't get the results you want, it's not about making that coach wrong or anything like that. It's that you invested in your fears. You invested in your lack. You invested in your pain. You invested in the thing you were trying to get away from, and you didn't realize it because it was familiar to you, because that's where you are. But one of the things I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to challenge you on, is if you want to crush your results, you need to be investing in where you're going. And you need to be investing with people who are that way, who have gone that way and that path. I'm always really surprised whenever I talk to someone, they say, I want to be a bestseller. And they tell me they invested working with someone that's never written a book. I'm like, what? Like, why would you do that? Well, we are so much alike. Tell me about that. And then they tell me about someone's story, and it's around their pain and around their fears and around their lack and around where they were and what they could relate to, in opposed to the solution that that coach would provide for them that was close to where they wanted to be. Are you guys understanding that? Is this crystal clear? Okay. All right. Is this crystal clear? Okay. Well, I'm going to take my licking and keep on. Okay. Are you taking your licking? Look, I had to read that. Ruby, I had to read that for a minute. All right. Are you going to take your licking? All right. So, you guys getting value? All right. Was that clear? Was that crystal clear? So if you invest, all right, if you make an investment based on your fears, then often you don't invest in your solution. All right. And this is why so many people made investments and are like, I bought something, and then you have like buyer's remorse, and you're like, oh, because you bought your fear. Okay. And you got to understand, you need to buy your solution. You need to invest in your solution. Whenever I'm investing in a coach, I've never invested in any coach that wasn't free, because that's what I wanted, was to be free. And so and all my coaches, that's the prerequisite for me, is that they have to be a full-time entrepreneur. They need to earn 85% of their income, like passively, like from their house, something like that. I'm interested in that. If you are on the road to build your business, I'm just not interested in that. It doesn't mean it doesn't have value. It's not where I'm going. I'm not going in that direction. All right. And so I'm not looking for a personality to inspire me. I don't need inspiration. What I need is a path, a method, a solution that will allow me to live the way that I want to. And I'm going to invest with my coaches, my teachers, or trainers who represent that. Every single coach I've ever worked with is free. So there's no it's no surprise while I'm free, because that's the only thing they ever talked to me about were time-rich models or how to own my time. And I just want to break that down for those of you who maybe you made some investments over the years and you are like, oh, she wasn't a good coach. She was a great coach. She was great. That person was great, but it wasn't the solution that you wanted. And you bought it for the wrong reason, because you didn't understand how not to be attracted to who you were. See, it's hard. It's like you literally have to think about where you're going. And you got to make an investment based on where you're going, not where you've been. And it's really, it's a mental exercise. I hope you guys hear me, and I hope you're getting great value from what I'm sharing with you guys here tonight. All right. I'm Mia Redrick. I'm the mom strategist, and I support clients with life and business success. I'm a business coach, and I help my clients literally package their know-how, their gifts, their talents into products that they can sell with one-to-many models. I want to open the floor up and see if you guys have any questions for me. Are there any questions for me tonight on the scope? I hope you guys had a good time. It's a late night scope, but I wanted to just quickly, I was talking to one of my clients and I told her I was going to hop on. Thank you. Awesome. Awesome. So you got value tonight. Are there any questions for me on the floor? Thank you, Andrea. I'm so proud of you. Are there any questions on the floor? Are there any questions on the floor? All right. Because I know sometimes these kind of scopes, sometimes you kind of have to think about what's being said. Mercy, you have a question. Are there any questions on the floor? Mercy, all right, do you have any questions? I'd love to answer that. Great. Thanks, as always. You're welcome. All right. And I got your email tonight. All right. And I'm glad that you guys got that course. So that's awesome. Okay. Okay. No questions? Okay. All right. Okay. So I want to thank you guys for your time this evening. And if you are interested in working with a kick butt coach, that would be me. All right. I'd love to support you. If you're smart, if you're sharp, you believe in God, you believe in self-investment, and you're ready to work with a coach, you understand coaching is an investment, then click on my bio here on Periscope, fill out my questionnaire. I'd love to do a 20 to 30 minute consultation with you to support you with a solution, a resource to help you move forward. Tell us about event monetizing. So I don't know what you mean by that, event monetizing. So tell me what you mean by that. Are you talking about like a webinar? Are you talking about a live event? Have you ever had a client change midstream and bloom? Yeah, absolutely, all the time. Yeah, all the time. So the thing is, what you guys got to understand is when people invest in coaching, that I believe that personally, having coached so many clients, that a lot of times what clients like to think is the greatest result, particularly I'm a business coach, right? A life and business coach. But a lot of times when I work with clients, they are all focused on money, okay? Like making and earning money and creating income in their business, in a profitable business. And I understand that because they are entrepreneurs. But the fact of the matter is, I think one of the greatest things that I do is on the soft skill side. And I think a lot of clients, hopefully I try to emphasize this, but a lot of clients miss this part. Sometimes that the greatest growth that happens is becoming more of who you need to be in order for you to be able to show up in your business that way. All clients start with a different skill set. I was telling a client this tonight. I have some clients that come to me and they already can sell. So if you come to me and you already can sell, of course, right out the gate, you're going to be able to sell whatever it is that's going on. But if you're a client and you've got to work on, some clients have to work in different areas on themselves in order for them to be able to sell. And that's not the only thing. Or maybe it's all about you learning to love yourself more. Maybe it's about being more consistent. Maybe it's about being able to make bolder requests of yourself. So I believe that one of the greatest values that I provide my clients is because I support them in who they get to become, right? Do you think that a person who feels like they are not who they need to be can still be a coach? I do. I think that Uh-oh, you guys are coming fast. Y'all need to copy those questions, okay? Because you know I can't read that fast, all right? You love the transformation you're experiencing, right? The money comes, absolutely. Yes, I do. I think that people who will relate to you are going to relate to you based on your story. Let me give you an example, Ruby. I have 4 clients that have dialysis related issues. So meaning they have a family member that's on dialysis. And it is because of my story. It's because of my situation of having a spouse who is also was on dialysis at one point, right? And who had a kidney transplant. It's not coincidence that that happened. It is literally the people who are meant to relate to you because you share your story of how you've overcome or what you've gone through. And I think a lot of us, we have to work on understanding that our story is enough. Your story is enough. Your path, where you've been, what you've done, to attract the people who want to work with you. There are people who only you can communicate with that are waiting for you to share your story. And none of this is hokey stuff. I'm telling you. I mean, I'm surprised. Like, every time I get an application and then somebody says that they have a spouse or a child or somebody dealing with the dialysis issue, it's directly an outpour of me sharing my story. And the same is true with you. All right. So hopefully that answers. But yeah, absolutely. We all have things we can coach people on. I think a lot of times we take ourselves for granted. Is that how you developed a niche based on your life? I did. So my business, Mercy, started because my mom made me date myself every single week when I was 6 months pregnant. So I was 6 months pregnant. My mom asked me to date myself every week. So I started dating myself, going on these little 90-minute dates. And then I had joined a mom's group while I was pregnant. And all the moms had kids except for me. I was pregnant, right? So I had a baby in my stomach and they all had kids. And they all said the same things. I don't have any time for myself. My husband doesn't date me. I don't have any, I don't know what to do when I'm going to do something alone. I knew everything to do because I was dating myself every week. So I started talking to them about it. And then I realized, like, wow, I have an opportunity to really be able to support women with understanding how to practice me time, because I've got like a black belt in this. So a lot of times you can stand on your life and your experience, even though that wasn't related to business at all. That was all on that time for mommy side. And then from that, I began to build out a coaching practice from that and branding myself in terms of providing strategies for moms around me time. And from that, I built a corporate partnership, signed my first deal with Panera Bread Corporation, and, just kind of went on from there. But it all started with me being myself and living my life and sharing my story based on what I knew how to do. So, and that's what I believe is that great coaching sometimes is allowing your brilliance to look at a solution that you saw based on what you know. And I don't underestimate any of those things. I think a lot of us underestimate like the life that we lead, the things that we know, you know what I mean? The journey that we've taken. I mean, there are so many people taking the exact same journey that would want to stand on your shoulders and learn from you. And the moment that you can value what you've done enough to be able to say, oh, I get that, then other people will come forward. I have a lot of clients who make money quickly. Why? Because it's not because I do anything different with those clients. It's literally because the moment that they begin to understand their value and their worth and they put a price to that, people can pay them. The only reason that my clients don't make money is because they don't have a price to fully value what they're offering. I'm telling you, it's just really good stuff. All right. And the moment that you get clear about that, then people can pay you what you're worth. It's your responsibility to do whatever you need to do to be able to crush it. And, and it's all around mindset. And a lot of people don't think it, but I talk about mindset all the time. Probably one of the only coaching programs, and I'm sure there are many, that require my clients to read, where I recommend that my clients read. Because I know if you're not growing in your mindset, it's going to be real difficult to do the things that I'm going to want you to do. All right. Are there any other questions? There were some questions, but I can't remember because I can't. I can't read like more than one question at a time, right? So if you guys could copy and paste the question that you post, then that way if I miss it, then, and then I have these long-winded answers. So that's the other thing. Are you guys getting value today? All right. Are you getting value? What are there any other questions on the floor? Thank you. All right. Awesome. Thank you. Are there any other questions? Okay. Thank you. All right. All right. I know that there was another question, and I'm going to give you a minute to type it, and I missed it. Or there might have been two questions, but I missed it. All right. Yes. Okay. So, I just want you guys to get clear about that, because once you get that, okay, perfect. All right. Are there any final questions? All right. Are there any final questions? I love doing these scopes because, that's to me like, it's like the best thing ever. And I just want to see you guys crush it. I want to see you get it done this year. I want you to get out of your own way. I want you to understand that the moment that you understand your value and your worth, you know what I mean? But a lot of times we got to overcome those stories. We got to overcome those stories of what people have said to us, what they have said about us, what they have done to us. And all of those things get in the way before we can say, I'm worth it. And that's really what it's all about. I'm telling you, you know what I mean? And I think, to me personally, I don't watch a lot of television, and I feel like it has allowed me to be very objective about information, like to define myself, define what's important to me, and to be able to see things in a way that is not through someone else's lens about who I should be as a woman or a minority, or, you know what I mean, or as an entrepreneur and things like that. I think so many of us see so many things that come at us that we believe those things as truth because it's association. Like, if you're spending time watching things that define you, whether it's directly or indirectly, it's association. And it takes a minute sometimes to undo a lot of that, in my opinion. All right. So it doesn't seem like there are any other questions. So I wanted to open the floor and see if there were. And if not, thank you so much. If there are not any other questions, then I'm going to sign off. I want to thank you guys for your time this evening. I hope that you got value. We got a couple people to show up in the house on this beautiful Friday. And I look forward to talking to you guys soon. I love you, all right? And I hope you knocked the ball out the park and you got value from this scope today. I'll talk to you soon. Have a good night. Bye, guys. I love you guys.